All right, Robert, thank the Bank of Canada for their early gift of interest rates not going up.
Well, they said something about it staying flat.
Well, it didn't go up. And on this episode of Real Estate Chat with
Jonder Perez.
and Robert Eid, we're going to see just what this gift has yielded because I'm going to pop up Robert's charts here, which is given to me today. And Robert, inventory is going down. So we saw this little bit of a bump, and I think that was expected because of how the market was going. And everybody wanted to all of a sudden get in and get their homes listed for sale, the sellers, and then all of a sudden it kind of dipped a little bit, and we're looking at sort of December up until mid-monthish. What's going on with inventory now that it's kind of going down?
Okay, well, inventory is a snapshot at the end of the month, and so we admit that we are arresting it in the middle of the month. But if you look at the red line, the red printing down at the bottom, December's and January's are historic annual low inventory points. But this year ain't. Now, everything is a reaction, everything has a lag, everything has a reason. So we were complaining in January that there was nothing for sale. And so inventory was at a low ebb compared to other Januaries, compared to ever beginning of the month. Now, this year, all of a sudden things died and inventory started piling up because people who couldn't sell remained on the market. People who said, oh, gee, I better get in before things get worse, decided to list. And people who couldn't any longer sustain underwater investment said, I better dump this thing before the winter comes. I'll get rid of the tenant. And so inventory went up, but nobody wanted it, especially out in the far reaches of 905. Nobody wanted it because you couldn't rent it. The only reason for that person who bought it and they wants to get rid of it to buy it was for the chance of appreciation. Now, if the chance of appreciation is diminished, then who wants to live in Clarington owning a property that doesn't pay enough rent to cover its mortgage interest costs, particularly since the interest payments have doubled? So in this month, we are seeing inventory come down to 15. Now, again, let's say it continues its current trend and it goes hey, how come that's not showing less than 15? Okay, so you made a boo-boo, not the first time. So it should be where your arrow is, not where the thing is. I can't tell you
We had
why.
14,782 should be
I
down
must
here.
not have extended the chart. Okay,
That's
so
okay.
1472 is underneath that line. However, the 10-year average and the 5-year average is correct. And the 10-year average is 8,700 and the 5-year average is 7,700. So the 5-year average is probably a little boomy. And so let's say the 10-year average is the one we want. So we're 70%, 69.7% above the inventory for the end of the month of December, and we're not quite there. So we may end up only 50% over.
So
Now,
despite we're seeing this kind of downtrend, and for those Real Estate Chat viewers who have liked and subscribed to our channel, you'll just have to imagine this as dipping down a little bit here. I guess it's not something to
for two
rejoice.
reasons, because the month ain't over. There's a lot of terminates. There's a lot of expires. They're just not renewing. They're waiting until after Christmas. Yeah.
So there
But
should
it's
be
not going to come down anywhere near that black line as the 10-year average. Nowhere near.
interesting. So we're actually, despite this trend of going down, we're actually loftier than previous Decembers.
Then all.
And all Decembers.
Yeah.
Something to watch out for. How's that affecting our sales currently?
Well, the sales, they're sort of same as always. We have a chart where we say, and this one is calling it the 21st best December. If we project off of the 8th of 19.4 days, because it ends on a weekend, on December the 13th, sales were about 3,700, and there's all the math. I say now it's 35.5 that it's going to work out to. And the second half of December is quieter than the first half of December. The first half of December is almost like normal. And then the second half is very quiet because there's big celebrations and people go on trips and the kids are out of school and all kinds of stuff. So it's quiet. So it's going to be like we've been having all the way along, months that are 40% off what normal is. And in this case, we're only at 22% off what normal is. But when we finish off December, probably the second half will be weak and will contribute to that. So it's better than it was last year. That's all you can say is that red X underneath it is better than it was last year. So can we remember last year? Only through a glass darkly. because it's too long ago. Okay, well, here's the other thing with different years on, including the year 2008, which the fall of 2008, third and fourth quarter were dismal. Everyone thought the world was coming to an end, and it nearly was until they started doing quantitative easing like crazy and bailing out and dropping interest rates. But that year was worse than last year, and we said last year is worse than this year. So we got to be happy that things are moving. And I'm going to say two things about that. Number one, there's a big difference between 416 and 905. And there's a big difference between, let's say, in between the Don Valley Parkway and Bathurst Street and the rest of 416. That in the center of town, where people who are the buyers have money, maybe not quite as relying on interest rates or able to borrow or not worry about, they can handle. Right now, everybody's saying that for the next 2 years, rates are going to be higher than we want them to be, between 5 and 6. But in 2 years, they're going to be down 3.75, 4.25. Much more manageable. We're never going to see 2. We're never going to see 1, but 3.5, 4 is dream come true of the new reality. So those people in that center zone are quite willing to pay decent money for the houses that come up for sale. You see, there's a lot of estates, and they're being snapped up right away because they're priced accurately. They want to get a sale arranged, and they want to have a closing to happen. And so those ones are being gobbled up. Good value, good street, good condition, selling in a week.
So knowing this, what should our real estate chat viewers look forward to? Because some of them, throughout the year, they've been looking at either buying or selling. Some of them want to sell, some of them want to buy.
Okay, I'm
Robert,
going to take the whole chart. Which category do you fall in? Are you a first-time owner, occupier, buyer? You have nothing to sell. And are you frustrated, but you're learning, you're willing, you're trying to do something, but you're sitting on the sidelines? Are you a last-time owner, occupier, seller with nothing to buy, and you're waiting for the best time? When should I sell my asset? Are you a buy-sell customer, owner, occupier? Fall of 23, which we're now sort of seeing the end of. Some of them are buying. It depends on whether you're buying up, they're active. If you're buying down, they're waiting because they're looking for the best opportunity. Where can I sell mine at optimum and acquire at optimum? And then you got the investor market. If you're underwater, they're thinking of everything they can possibly do, giving incentive. What do I have to do? Drop the price. What do I have to do? Get out of the tenant. They're trying to find a way to get this non-paying, non-performing investment off their books. An investor in the money, he's looking around for something else that's good that can add to his portfolio. So every one of these 5, they look at the worst case, the best case, and the most probable. What is likely going to happen? The best case scenario, and we already looked at this, we're 80% off the peak. So prices slide to 75%, rates settle at 4, no, whatever it says there. I did this a while ago. What's the worst case? Prices slide to half. So some buyers, they want that to happen because they want to buy at half. But rates, because it must be a calamity that's caused prices to fall so long, rates will also go lower because it's a calamity. But if it's a calamity, some people don't want to take a chance. And then the muddled middle is going to be somewhere in between. Prices slide to 65 to 75%, which is sort of where we are right now, and interest rates settle for 5.5, 6.5, which is sort of where they are now. So what should you do? Well, which category are you in, and which one of the scenarios do you think is going to happen? So you pick what you want to do. Nobody can tell you what you think. Only you can tell you what you think. So you're looking for quality, you're looking for condition, you're looking for neighborhood, you're looking for school district, you're looking for price, and you're looking for financing. So you got to look in order to find those things, because there is a person, a family, an estate, a something or other that's got a golden nugget of a 1,200 square foot condo or a 2-story or a back splitter somewhere that's just exactly what you want, or a semi-detached at Donlands and Danforth, exactly where you want it to be, and they're looking for a buyer. So you got to look.
any opportunities to go into the market between now and let's see the start of the year? So Robert, I guess what I'm really trying to ask is that typically we'll see at the start of the year, we'll see sort of what the pace of the market is going ahead of the spring market.
Good
Right
point.
now, I mean, based on your own numbers, inventory is still at pretty lofty levels, relatively speaking, compared to previous Decembers. So that means there's listings on the market. Sales have dropped to considerable levels. They're not the worst of the worst, but they're down there. Are there opportunities, or should somebody consider buying during the holidays, or should they sort of wait and see if the pace picks up ahead of the spring market and jump in when they're more confident in how things are looking?
Okay. Anybody whose property is for sale in between Christmas and New Year is absolutely serious about selling. And you put them an offer and you close it fast, they're going to talk turkey with you. Now, what happens every year? The real estate market goes to sleep on October the 15th or November the 15th or December the 15th every year. It just depends on what the weather is and is there an election and all kinds of things, which one of those three it is. On December the 15th, which is already passed, till the Saturday after the kids go back to school is quiet time. Everybody's on holidays. The work from homes even aren't working. Not that they ever were. And it's just quiet time. The listings are down, but the ones that are for sale, the vacant ones, they're absolutely serious. So in between January the 15th and February the 15th, we find out whether last year's falling prices will prevail, or whether all of the standing inventory will have been gobbled and the price will be this year's price going up higher. Now, this year's price can also mean lower than last year. And we don't know that yet. That's why the January 15th to February 15th window tells us what the market is going to be. And then by March the 15th, we have as good as it's going to get. And that's established for the whole year.
Oh, there you go. You're watching history in the making, and it depends on how you decide to make that history happen. If you enter the market or if you wait and see. And at the end of the day, you do what's right for you. So thanks for watching this episode of Real Estate Chat. If you have any questions, or if you're contemplating making a move in this market, you've got Robert's contact information, you've got my contact information. Also type into the chat if you have any questions, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. Stay tuned, because a couple of episodes from now, we are going to be doing our 2024 Robert Eid powered projection and forecast. We're going
That sounds exciting. I'm going to watch for that.
It sounds delicious. We're gonna review what we shot in 2022 for 2023, see how right or wrong we were, and then we're gonna do the same for 2024. So stay tuned for that. Take care. Bye for now, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.